different things. Most of us are stuck in our jobs, right? Because we are controlled by money, right? Because we don't have financial freedom in our lives, we are forced to do jobs which we don't like, right? The highest, when I asked you the question the first time, all of you answered thinking, what is that highest paying job in the world? So that is why you guys said SV2, investment banking, CTO, CFO, because we all know that these are very high paid jobs, right? But these are very demanding jobs, often requiring 14 hours, 16 hours every single day. Now, I don't believe that the entire life has to be lived like that. I don't think that our life on this planet should be in our office 12 to 14 hours every single day. I don't buy that, right? I believe that every single one of us should one day be in control of our own destiny, be able to take the risks that we want to take in our life, be able to start something of our own, be able to quit our job and start our own business, right? Or become a freelancer or whatever it is. But most of us cannot do that because we do not have that risk-taking appetite. We do not have that financial freedom in our lives, right? So having a high-paying job doesn't equal financial freedom. That is the most important thing that you should understand about our world today, that having a high salary does not include freedom. If somebody can tell you what time to come to office and what you should be wearing in the office, you are not free, my friends. So the purpose of today's masterclass is to learn what are those skill sets that you need. What are those hacks which has been not taught to us in schools and colleges, which will help us become financially free. It is also called financial independence. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand what we're trying to achieve here today? Fantastic. Are you guys excited? Yes or no? Fantastic. All right. I'm seeing hundreds and hundreds of yeses. All right. Cool. Little bit about me for those of you who don't know. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called the 1% Club. I know I might look young and all of that, but let me just talk about myself so that I give you more trust about what the next 2 hours are going to look like. I'm Forbes 30 under 30. More than 7 million followers on social media. That is 70 lakh people. More than 3 lakh students have already attended this masterclass before you guys. And I'm an angel investor in more than 10 plus startups. And these are some of my honorable mentions. I hope you know who this guy is. This is, who is this guy? Let's see, who knows? Who is this guy? Mr. MS Dhoni, exactly, right? That is the book that I gave him, my first book. That's Mr. MS Dhoni. Who is this? Let's see who knows this, who this guy is. Who is that? Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad and Poor Dad, one of the most globally respected people in the planet when it comes to investing and personal finance. Who is this? Who is this? Let's see, who is this? Mr. Nikhil Kamath, exactly, one of the youngest billionaires of this country. So I've been there, done that. These are some of my honorable mentions, but enough about me, guys, because today is about you, right? More than 4 lakh students have already taken this masterclass, and we have gotten very high ratings, so 4.7 rating, right? And look at all of these reviews, right? So if you want to end this masterclass with this kind of an outcome in your life, there are some rules I want you to follow, right? Although I'm going to keep this fun, entertaining, and engaging, although, this is about finance, some people might think, it's going to be boring, it's going to be a lecture. Like, I am going to break all of those myths for you guys. I'm going to keep this very entertaining. This is going to feel like a concert, right? Not like a Coldplay concert, but a Finance with Sharon concert. And I'm going to keep it very entertaining. I know it's a Sunday lazy afternoon. You just ate a lot of food, but I'm going to keep you energized. I'm having my coffee over here, right? Black coffee to keep me energized, right? So I hope you guys are also going to be energized and active and alert till the end. But for that, I want you to follow some rules. Rule number 1, this bad boy, silent, or please switch it off. I don't care, right? I don't care if your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your mom or dad, I don't care. Please switch off that phone and lock the door. Respect the money that you have invested to come for this masterclass, and please give me 2 hours of your time. We are in a low attention span world right now. Everybody is scrolling on Instagram and Reels. No, 2 hours of your time is absolutely needed. Undivided attention. Next, we'll be working with 5 financial planning tools. I'm not here to give you some mumbo jumbo gyan. I'm going to help you actually use some of the tools which will be given to you at the end of the masterclass So you don't just feel like this is just gyan. You'll actually be able to implement the things that you will be learning. Number 3, no recording will be provided. There will be no recording whatsoever, right? So please give me your undivided attention. Take down notes. You can take screenshots, whatever, but no recording. Pen and paper, like I said, please, I'll be going fast. Have empathy for others, very important, because there are people from all kinds of background, people who have zero knowledge of finance, people who are CAs and CFAs as well, MBA degree holders as well. So I'm going to start from the basics, go to the intermediate, and then it's going to get really, really hard, right? So I want you to have empathy for others because I might be repeating some things. Next, please watch this on laptop. I cannot stress this enough. If you are on your phone, one Instagram DM, you are out of this, right? One WhatsApp message, you're out. Right. So please open your laptop, make that. I will wait for you guys. Open it on the laptop and please be there because otherwise you'll not do this seriously. Right. Cool. What will we be covering today? First, we'll be covering all the money myths that has been taught to you by your parents, your grandparents, things that have been passed down from generation to generation, which is ruining your financial life. Right. So we are going to unlearn those things. Second, financial goal-based planning. Right? This is the concept that I'll be teaching you. This is how money management is done by professional financial planners. I'm going to be teaching you that. I'm going to be sharing you my secret asset allocation framework for different financial goals. All of this will be taught to you. I'm going to teach you how to invest, like how the top 1% do it. I'm going to help you how to pick the best mutual funds in the equity segment, debt segment. I'm going to tell you what investment products to avoid. I'm going to tell you how to optimize your investments in gold, in real estate, in the US markets. All of that I'm going to be teaching you today. So that is going to be really, really important. And that will be, in the second half of this masterclass. And like I told you, 5 exclusive tools only given to people who stick till the end. The tools will be discussed throughout the masterclass, but they'll only be given to you at the end. And 2 bonuses, an insurance scam case study, which is probably already a victim of this, or your parents are already a victim of this. I'm going to be teaching you how to avoid this from happening to you. And this hack alone will be helping you to save at least 60 lakh rupees. I'm not kidding you. By teaching you this hack, you're going to avoid saving 60 lakh. You're going to avoid losing 60 lakh rupees. Purposely, I've kept it at the end. Then I'm going to be teaching you a secret tax saving hack. And I promise you, and your CA wouldn't know this. I promise you. That will again help you save another, 16 lakh rupees. Purposely, I've kept these towards the end, right? And there is a big announcement as well towards the end. That's where going to be a surprise. Cool. Are you guys excited for the agenda? Are you guys clear what the agenda is? Excited? Cool. All right, guys. Let us begin. Busting Indian money myths 1 rupee at a time. Now, before I do this, before I get into this, I want to ask you, do you guys have this masterclass savings tool? This would have been shared with you on your email and WhatsApp. I hope you guys have this, right? We're going to be using this tool to compute how much money you will be saving by attending this masterclass, right? So these are all the hacks that I'll be teaching you throughout the course of this masterclass. And at the end of it, you will have a big number over here to tell you exactly how much money you will be saving by implementing all the things that we'll be learning. If you haven't gotten it, a link has already again been put in the chat section. Please download it and use it. Cool. And all the questions, guys, I'll be taking towards the end. So don't feel like, hey, bro, you didn't answer this question, that question. There are thousands of people over here. So to avoid other people's experience from being spoiled, I will take all the questions to the end. So if you have doubts and all, you can stick till the end. I will be there for as long as possible, answering every single one of you. Cool. All right. So the first tool that I want to discuss today is the financial organizer sheet. Now, this is a very, very important tool, and I'll tell you why. Right. So this is called the Financial Information and Documents Organizer Kit, right? And I'll tell you why this is important. A lot of people, how many of you all know how much money your parents have? How many of you all know how much money your parents have? You don't know, right? How many of your parents know or your kids know how much money you have? Do they know? Right? And this is the reason, guys. Indian culture, right? It's very taboo to talk about money. Like when I was a kid, 10-year-old, I went to my dad and I asked him, Dad, how much money you have? He's like, no, you can't ask me all these things. Go to your room. This is what he told me, right? So this is the culture in India, right? I mean, of course, if I'm a 10-year kid, obviously he won't tell. But maybe even parents, even after you turn 20, don't tell the truth, right? They're not very transparent. And this is the reason, guys. Do you know how much money is lying unclaimed in savings account, fixed deposits, insurance policy, mutual funds? If you combine all of that money, which is unclaimed because somebody died in your family and nobody knows about it, do you know how much is that amount of money for the whole country? Any idea? No, it is not 10 crores. No, it is not 100 crores also. No, it is not 1,000 crores also. It is not 50,000 crore also. It is 83,000 crores, guys. 83,000 crores. $10 billion. And guess who has that money? Guess who has that money? The government of India. Taken from us because we did not tell each other how much money we have. Government of India took it. Now, do you want your money to go to the government just because you didn't tell your family members? Right? Now, I know this sounds like basics. You're like, Sharon, please get to the exciting parts. Right? Don't tell me all these basics. But because you guys don't know the basics, the government of India has $10 billion of your hard-earned money of your parents and your grandparents. Right? So this is the sheet that we have created for you to fill, right? What all does this have? Obviously, the important members in your family, important contacts in your family, your doctor, your lawyer, your CA, your HR, and all of that stuff, right? Bank account details, right? PAN card, Aadhaar card, home loan documents, your locker details. Like my mom keeps her jewelry and property documents in the locker, right? You know, all our parents have some properties here and there, right? I don't know what are those documents. Like if something happens to my parents, I don't know where to go. Where is the document? I don't know. They usually keep it in the locker. I don't even know where my mom has kept the locker, right? So very, very important. Online passwords, life insurance, health insurance policies, debit card, credit card details, property details, liability, any loans that you have. Let's say you have a loan or you don't have any loan. And then somebody comes after you die and you're asking your family members, hey, he owed me 5 lakh rupees. He owed me 10 lakh rupees. All of these things happen. Between family members also this happens. Scammers, a lot of scammers in this country. Don't let that happen to you. Investment account details, mutual funds, fixed deposits, all of this. Please put this. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Sharon, how is this safe? Right? How is this safe? What if somebody gets this? Don't worry. Take a printout of this. Delete that file in your computer and keep that in a locker. And tell 1 or 2 person in your family, boss, if anything happens to me, there is a sheet in this locker. Please refer it. All my asti, pasti, my money and all of that is there. Right? So that way you're securing that all the money and money that you've saved in your life is passed on to the right people in your family. That uncle, auntie and all will not come and try to steal. Right? You might laugh right now, but this is a real problem. Right? So this sheet will be given to you at the end of the masterclass. So do you think this tool is going to be important to you? Do you want this or not? Do you want this or not? Absolutely, you want it. Obviously, who doesn't want it? So I'm going to give that to you. That is the first tool that will be given to you at the end of the masterclass. Cool. Now let's get to the money myths, which has been ruining your life. Firstly, the real estate myths. Everybody has been told house prices only go up. Beta, put in real estate, very safe, always goes up, no tension. Really? Really? Let's look at the proofs, my friend. Let's look at the data. Right? Now, this is an article which was published in the 97. So 1 second. Where has this gone? My God, these guys have put a paywall. Anyway, so I will tell you what was there in this article. So this article says that in the crash of 97, real estate prices fell by almost 30 to 40% in a single year. 30 to 40% drop in real estate in a single year. And that is just one instance, guys. There are many instances like this happening time and time again. So real estate crash is 100% possible, right? Right? I'm sure our parents will tell you that, you know, in the early 2000s, they bought this. I'm sure all of you have heard of this story, right? Your uncle, auntie, or your dad bought this plot of land for 10 lakhs. Today it's worth 2 crores. Has everybody heard this story? Has everybody heard this story? Yes, absolutely. Right? Now, yes, this actually happened. But it happened at a time when real estate was very, very undervalued in this country. Very, very undervalued in this country. And these kind of things happen only once in a century. You ask any broker, any real estate expert, you ask them, will the kind of returns which happened in the early 2000s ever happen in our lifetime? They will say no. I know all the top real estate brokers in Mumbai and they'll all say no. But as human beings, we are influenced by recency bias. It's called recency bias. We are all influenced by what happened in the recent times. And our parents have all benefited from that real estate boom. So they are telling us also, put in real estate beta, right? But you can never ever have that kind of growth. Basically, we got 10x returns, guys. 20 lakhs became 2 crores. What is the value of an average 3 BHK house in Bangalore or Mumbai or Delhi today? Please tell me. Please tell me. What is the 1.5 crores, right? Mumbai people will say 4 crores, but I'm going to take 1.5 crores. If that has to become 10x in 10 years, that's going to be 15 crores. See, now prices go up only when there is demand, only when then people can afford that higher and higher price. You tell me, with the way inflation is going right now, and in the way the salary has been appreciating in the current times, you tell me, will people be able to afford houses which are more and more expensive as we go forward in time? No, absolutely not. I can't afford a 15 crore house with a 1 lakh per month salary. No way, right? So that insight should alone tell you that house prices is not going to go up the way it has been going, right? Now, real estate investment is a different thing. If you are buying an empty plot of land in the outskirts of a city and waiting for the highway to come so that the land price appreciates, that's a different thing. I am talking about the 3 BHK house that you're buying to start your family. That is not an investment in my opinion. And I'll tell you why, right? And people think stocks are riskier than real estate. Yes, it is. It is riskier. But it is not like real estate is not risky. People think real estate is a safe investment. Kuch nahi hoga, nothing will happen. No. Real estate also crashes, right? And it grows at, you know how much it grows at? 7% every year. If you look at the average of India's growth in the last 15 years, real estate prices in India, all the major cities, and I'm going to prove it to you also, 7% growth. And lastly, people think home is an investment, which I strongly disagree. I am also not saying this alone. Even Robert Kiyosaki says this in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you have read it. Right? If you have also read Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel, that famous book, even he will also tell it. I am not telling it. I will prove it to you also why it's not an investment. Because for something to be called as an investment, you need to buy it and sell it for a profit. You buy it for 100 rupees, you have to sell it for 150 rupees. That is called an investment. Now you tell me, will you ever sell your house? Will you ever sell your house? No, absolutely not. Now, please tell me, even if you sell your house, what are you going to do with that money? Tell me, what are you going to do with that money if you ever sell your house? You just buy another house. Exactly. Right? Guys, I hope my internet is fine. Can you guys hear me and see me properly? It's fine, right? Internet is good? Perfect. Yeah. So if you ever sell a house, you're just going to buy another house. Why? Why are you going to buy another house? Please tell me. To save the taxes. Exactly. The government has created the rules in such a way that, God forbid, if I ever sell my ancestral property, I have no other option but to buy another goddamn property because I need to save the taxes. Now you tell me, if I'm only upgrading from one house to a bigger house to a bigger house, am I actually getting richer or is my lifestyle inflating? Is that bigger house gonna pay for my daughter's education, for my daughter's marriage, for my international vacations, for my wedding? Is that going to pay for all of these things? No. It is just a bigger and bigger roof. It's just my lifestyle inflating. So it is a liability in your life, right? Now, these are some real data, guys. For people who still don't believe me that real estate grows very slowly, look at this. This is the real growth rate of real estate in 5 major cities of India in the last decade. 4.5%, 7%, 5.2, 5.7, 5.2. This is the real data. I'm not making this up. This is real data, right? And buying a home in India is 20 times harder than buying a home in the US. Let me prove it to you why. If I look at average house price in Bangalore, we saw 1.5 crore. And let us look at the average age at which a person buys a house in India. Let's say it is 30. At the age of 30, what do you think is the average income of a person? What is the average income of a person at the age of 30? 1 second. Some people are saying there is internet problem. It's good only, guys. I don't know what you guys are saying. Is the internet fine? All fine, right? Guys, I'm on a very fast internet. Let me just prove it to you guys. Right? So there's something called this internet speed test. And if I go here, and if I do this, what is the speed? Let us find out. Yeah, I think it's quite fast. What do you guys think? Is this fast? Good, right? Fantastic. 600 Mbps, guys. It's quite fast. All right. Just want to show you that my internet is fine. Please check your internet connection. Yeah. So the average income of a person in Bangalore at the age of 30 is around 50,000 rupees, right? So that is how much? 6 lakhs a year. Now, if I do that division, 1.5 crore divided by 6 lakhs, what is that number coming up to? 1.5 crore divided by 6 lakhs, almost 30, almost 25 to 30, that number. Do you guys understood that number? It's almost coming to 25 to 30. Yeah, Big Boss Kannada, I was showing off my internet speed. Cool. Okay. All right. So that is the number. Now, let us look at a comparable city in the United States. Bangalore ka comparison, let us say LA or San Francisco. I recently went there. A lot of my friends live in San Francisco, working at Apple, working at all these big companies like Tesla and all. And a lot of Indians also live in San Francisco, for those of you who don't know. There, the average price of a house is $1 million. It's $1 million. It's a lot of money. You might be like, $1 million, oh my God. But guess what is their average income? 200K, 250K, 300K. Now, what is that division telling me? 5 times. Right? So that is the real reason, guys, why real estate in India is so overvalued. And the reason for that is the rich are getting richer in India and the poor are getting poor in India. So in the last few years, the house prices have really skyrocketed, which has made home ownership a very, very bad financial decision. So please don't get in that trap. I still don't own a house. I'm still staying on rent. Right? Now, what are those other myths that is ruining your life? Risk appetite depends on age. A lot of people think, like say, for example, my mom and dad, right? No, they're like 67 years old. My dad will be like, you know what, Sharan, I'm retired. I can't take risk. All my money should be an FD, right? On the other hand, there could be, let's say, a 22-year-old person who is in this masterclass. And this person will be like, Sharan, I'm very young. I'm going to invest 50% in crypto and 50% I'm going to do F&O trading, right? Now, I will tell you why both these individuals are wrong. In my dad's case, my dad, yes, he's 67 years old. But of course, I want him to live for another 20 years. Now, if he has to live for another 20 years, will putting all the money in a fixed deposit where the post-tax returns is 4.5%, is that enough? Is that okay for my dad to do that kind of an investment? Absolutely not. It's a long-term goal. My dad has to make that money last for the next 20 years. Second example, let's say I'll take my example. I'm a 29-year-old guy. About 3 years back, I got into Columbia Business School for my MBA. I was 26 years old. At that point of time, I had about 10 lakhs in savings. Now, I got into Columbia MBA. It's a 2 crore MBA degree. And I need to obviously give money for the college tuition. At that point of time, if I follow this 100 minus age rule, which a lot of people talk about, right? Your age, if you're young, you have to put more money in the stock market. At that point of time, if I had put 76%, 100 minus 20, 26, 74% of my money in the stock market, is that a good financial decision? When I need to pay that money to the college in 6 months, is that a good financial decision? Absolutely not. So what is the moral of this myth? That risk appetite doesn't depend on your age. Risk appetite depends on what the hell is that money meant for. Is it meant in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, 30 years? It doesn't depend whether I'm a 65-year-old guy or a 20-year-old Gen Z boy, right? Doesn't matter. So that is the myth. A lot of people get this wrong, right? Next, Investing means stock picking. A lot of people think, you know what, Sharon, I'm going to start investing. I'm going to start investing in this multi-bagger stocks, right? Guys, your foundations are not strong. Your asset allocation is bad. Your credit card optimization is not done. Your tax optimization is not done. You don't even have insurance policies done properly. You bought the wrong investment products. All of these things you forget. And then immediately, I want to do FNO trading. Please don't do that. That is greed taking over. There are more crypto accounts in this country than the number of demat accounts in this country. That should tell you how filled with greed Indians are when it comes to money. We make wrong decisions. See, money at the end of the day is a very behavioral thing, right? It is not about, the math. It's about the behavior. Do not get into the trap of making money quickly. There's a lot of foundations that you need to build before you even get into stock picking. Next, life insurance that gives money after the policy expires is better. You see, Indians don't like the fact that life insurance only pays me money when I die. If you tell an average Indian, boss, you're going to have to pay me 10,000 rupees every year. And if you die, only if you die, your family gets 1 CR. An average Indian doesn't like it. But if I tell this average Indian, boss, pay me 50,000 rupees every year. And even if you don't die, 10 years later, I will pay you, let's say, 10 lakh rupees. Which one do you think people will pick? Which option do you think people will pick? Second option, right? Because again, behavior, that's the investment, that's the Indian mindset behavior. But the second option gives you 5 to 6% returns. That the insurance LIC uncle will not tell you. He has to make his commission. You know how much commissions they make? Almost 30% commission on selling you for that first year. So please don't buy these money back policies, ULIP plans, endowment plans, guaranteed investment plans. All of these are fancy marketing gimmicks to trap you because you don't know better. Next, buy investment products from well-known companies. Now, this is something I face this a lot. Like when I started managing my parents' money and I was recommending, this mutual fund, this stocks and all of that. My parents were like, bro, why don't you put in this SBI, Canara Bank? Because the branch of those banks are right outside my parents' home. So they're like, why don't you put there? I can see that. Right? So that's how people think. Because we feel like if it's right next to our house, I can trust it, so I can give it the money. Guys, investing is not about whether your mom and dad has heard of that company's name or that mutual fund name. You go into the actual numerical parameters, which I will go into full depth in the second half of this masterclass. Right now, I'm just building you guys up. I know it is, some of you guys might already know this, but I'm just building you guys up to the really, really interesting stuff. Next, my CA will take care of everything. How many of y'all think this? How many of y'all think that if you have a CA, your finances are sorted? How many of y'all think this? Right? Firstly, guys, a CA is not equipped to do money management. They are only there to file your taxes, not even tax planning. Let me burst your bubble, guys. CA are not going to be able to do your tax management. Can you tell me why? Because you go to the CA at the end of the financial year. At the end of the financial year, guys, there is nothing you can do. It's already over. The year is ended. Tax planning is a year-long activity. Every month, you need to figure out these tax loopholes and hacks to lower your tax outgo. Your CA cannot do jack shit because you call that person at the end of the year. Only if you can afford a CA the whole year, only then you can manage your taxes. Otherwise, you're only filing your taxes. That's it. For that, you're paying this person money. It's very easy to file your taxes by yourself. So don't think that your CA is going to take care of your finances. They can't. Right? Neither are they equipped to do it. Nextly, I don't need a separate health insurance policy. Guys, a lot of people think that my company health insurance is enough. My company is taking care of me. My company is, Bhagwan, they're going to take care of me. No. Did you know that the minute you leave your job, that company health insurance is gone. Kaput. It's gone. Number two, let's say you retire at the age of 45. I'm going to teach you how to do that. Let's say you retire at the age of 45. And you're like, now you need a health, and then you retire, you leave the job, right? And then your company will be like, okay, you left, okay, now no more health insurance for you. And at that point you wake up and then you're like, okay, now let me get a health insurance policy. Firstly, at that point of time, you are supposed to do a medical health checkup. Now you tell me, the way we are living our life, sitting in front of an office desk 9 hours a day, ordering from Swiggy, Zomato, and all of that, high BP, high cholesterol, and all of that. You tell me, is that medical report gonna come out great at the age of 45? There is a very high chance that you might even be rejected a health insurance policy at that point of time, or it could be really, really expensive. But had you gotten that health insurance right now in your 20s or early 30s, even if your health is messed up in the future, the health insurance company cannot increase it significantly because you've already been paying every year. They can't increase it. And they can't even kick you out. They can't be like, diabetes ho gaya, get lost. They can't do all of that. So having a separate health insurance policy is extremely important. Forget about whatever I'm going to teach you guys in the next 1.5 hours. Please get that separate health insurance policy. By God, please do that. Cool. All right. Now let's come to the big daddy, guys. Calculating your retirement money. Now, this is something called the FIRE number. This is the concept that was popularized in the 80s. A research paper was published by the University of Dublin to come up with a formula on what is that number after which you can tell your boss, tata, bye-bye. I'm out of here. I'm going to do my own thing. That is the FIRE number. And there is a science behind it. I have taken that science and have made a tool for you guys because I don't want you to break your head. I've gone through that research paper and I've made a tool for you guys, which of course, I'm going to share it with you. No shit. I'm going to give it to you guys. So this is the tool. Now I'm going to tell you how to use this tool. Do you want to know what your FIRE number is? Are you excited to know what your FIRE number is? Fantastic. Firstly, what is your desired monthly expenses? Now here, I don't want you to include your EMIs. Desired monthly expenses is the basic cost of living. Rent ho gaya, food and travel. That's it. Do not include, okay, I'm not married right now. How many kids will I have? I don't know. Don't forget about any of those things. Just look at your desired monthly expenses as per today's standard of living. EMIs only perpetual expenses. So what does that mean? What does perpetual expenses mean? Who can answer? Things which will never go away. Do I need to eat food? Yes, forever. Do I need to travel? Yes, forever. Do I need a roof over my head? Yes, forever. Roti kapda makhan. Somebody said it. Exactly. Electricity, obviously. Right? So that is the number that you will write here. Now, will I include business class flight tickets? No. This is the number that you need to live your life, not to enjoy like a king, to live your life so that you one day have the power to tell your boss, I quit. That is the number. You don't need 10 lakhs a month to tell your boss, I quit. You just need 50,000 rupees a month, at least for me. Right? I need this kind of number. Living in Bangalore, obviously. Mumbai is not possible. Now, current age, I'm 29. Retirement age, 50. Inflation, 7%. Yearly expenses and retirement age, all of this is automatically calculated. See, guys, all my tools have two kinds of cells. One is the entry cells. These are formula cells. You don't need to worry about the entry cells you don't need to worry about the formula cells. I've put all the formulas for you. You don't have to worry. Now you have three special numbers which are coming over here. First one is the lean FIRE number. Now, what is the lean FIRE number? This is 20 times your annual expenses. If I have, let's say, 4.96 crores, right, at the age of 50, not right now, at the age of 50, I can actually tell that I can actually, take some risks in life. Maybe I don't want to work for the next 5 years because I'm tired of, let's say, I love content creation. Let's say let's say I'm an investment banker working 16 hours every day. I made this money quickly. And I'm like, bro, I'm tired of this. I don't want to work 16 hours a day. I want to spend time with my family now. And I want to discover something new. I want to try a new career path. Maybe I want to open a cafe. I want to go to Goa and start something. I want to start a yoga teaching center. I want to maybe become a mountain hiker and guide people. Like a lot of things, a lot of opportunities in life, right? Life is not meant to always be in the office, right? I want to explore new things, right? Everybody has those kind of dreams, right? I'm sure everybody has those kind of dreams which you want to do, something else apart from work. So this kind of money when you have, you can afford to do that. Maybe you want to start your own company and you're like, okay, who's going to pay the salaries for the first, 3 years? Because it takes time for the company to be successful. Most people can never ever do this in your life because you're like, I have kids now, I have to pay the rent, I have a home loan EMI pending, I have to pay for my kids' education, where I can take risk. I can't do anything. Chup chap, I have to go to the office and work. This money, when you have, you can do those things. You can afford to live life on a lower income because you have that safety net. That is lean fire. Next is fire. Now, this is 30 times your annual expenses. This number, if I've achieved at the age of 15, I can literally quit my job and Netflix and chill for the rest of my life. And the last number is fat fire. This is 50 times my annual expenses. This number, if I've achieved, I can live larger than life. Instead of going on one international vacation, I can go on 2 international vacations. Instead of always taking economy flight tickets, I can take business class flight tickets. So that is the fat fire. So obviously you will achieve this one step at a time, right? So start off with lean fire, fire, and then fat fire. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys must be thinking, Sharan, I'm making 50,000 rupees per month. You're telling me I should have 6 crore rupees. How many of y'all are thinking like this? 6 crore, Sharan, what are you saying? I did not get an opportunity to go to Kaun Banega Crorepati, right? So let me break this fear in front of you guys. A lot of people get afraid. So don't be afraid. Let me prove it to you. How is it so simple? So let me open one of our tools. Not this. Yeah. So this is one of the tools that we have in the 1% Club. Right? How do you do this? Let's say you go to 1percentclub.io. You go here, 1percentclub.io, and go to tool section. Okay? And in the tool section, you come here and type SIP. Don't do it now, you'll crash the website. There are thousands of people over here. You come here, and there is something called the Step Up SIP. I hope you guys can see my screen, guys. Can you see my screen? Fantastic. All right. You go here, Step Up SIP. And monthly SIP amount, let's say I put 10,000 rupees per month. What does step up mean? Who can tell me? What does step up mean? Who knows? What is step up? Increase every year. See, all of us get salary increments. All of us get bonuses and promotions. So I can assume that every year, your salary increases by 10% every year. Very common. And expected returns, I'm going to put 12%. Now you might be like, Sharan, 12%, what are you saying, bro? I'm going to teach you how to do that. Don't worry. I'm going to teach you how to pick the best equity mutual funds. I'm going to show you, what kind of returns I've generated in my portfolio. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you all of those things. Don't worry. So 12% returns every year. This is post-tax, not pre-tax, post-tax. And time period, how much time did I have? Where is that tool? No, not this. How much time do I have? 50 minus 29 is how much? What is 50 minus 29? 21 years. Correct. 21 years left for my retirement. So where is that? 21 years. Bada bing, bada boom. What is it saying? Step up SIP, 10,000 rupees, 21 years. It's coming up to 2 crore 17,000. So let's increase it. Let's make it 20,000. 4.34 crore. Let's make it 30,000. Now it's coming to 6.51 crores. So even by investing just 30,000 rupees per month, guys, you can achieve your FIRE number. Now, I know some people will be like, Sharan, I can't save 30,000 rupees right now per month. It's okay. At least start, right? Now you know how serious it is. For you to achieve your FIRE number, you know that this is how much you have to save to achieve even 6 crores, right? So at least start. Don't give up thinking, oh, shit, I can't do this. At least start right now, because your salary will definitely increase at a faster rate than 10%, right? You might get a 20% hike, 30% hike, right? You never know, right? So at least now you know that at least 30,000 rupees per month should be going towards my retirement, right? I hope you guys are now able to appreciate the importance of saving up for your retirement. Otherwise, we'll have to rely on your kids. And I don't trust these Gen Alpha, Gen Beta kids to send us money back home once we retire. Cool. Sounds good. So that is how you calculate your FIRE number and start investing. Let me just take a quick sip here. It's become really cold. All right, fantastic. Yeah, somebody saying value of 6 crores will also reduce. Yes, I've also considered inflation. You would have seen the tool, right? I've considered the inflation value as well. Where is that? See, I've taken 7% inflation. So I've considered it. Don't worry. right? Even then you will be able to retire. So that is the FIRE number calculator tool. So far, so clear, guys? Clear? Shall we move on? Yes, sir. Fine. Guys, I will take all the questions towards the end. I see some of the people saying, is my question visible? Why are you not answering my question? Please, guys, I don't want to spoil the flow of the masterclass. A lot of people will get disturbed if I keep repeating the same thing again. So I will take all the questions towards the end. Fair enough? Is that fair? I will take all the questions towards the end. Cool? Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Now let's come to the big daddy question, guys. Does it make sense to buy a home? First, let us understand what are the things that you guys think for buying a house. Number one, I am wasting money on rent. Why rent? Right? People are like, bro, just buy a house. You're paying rent to the landlord. You're wasting the money. EMI tera baap barega kya? EMI is usually 3 times the rent. You think you own the house. No, my friend. The bank owns your ass. Your bank owns the house. You don't pay the EMI, the bank kicks you out. They own it, not you. Second, EMI is constant, but rent increases every year. Shall we go back down the memory lane of the COVID era? How many of you all have a home loan right now? How many of you all EMI has increased? Please put in the chat section. How many of you all EMI, by how much percent has it increased? How much percent has it increased? 2%, 3%, 1.5%. You might think 2% is nothing. Guys, it's a 1.5 crore loan. 1.5 crore. 1-2% is lakhs. We're talking about lakhs. So EMI also increases. Next, I can save a lot of taxes when getting a home loan. It is a very, very good investment decision. Tax, I have to save, right? Have you not heard of HRA, home rent allowance? What is that? Isn't that tax saving? Right? So now I know these are the things that you guys have in your head. Now I don't want to talk in terms of hawa mein. I don't want to talk in the air. I want to prove it to you using my rent versus buy a home calculator tool, guys. Don't have to ask me, guys. I'm going to give it to you guys. Don't worry. These 5 tools that I'm discussing, this is the 3rd tool. All of these tools will be sent to you at the end of the masterclass, but you have to stick till the end. The Zoom session over here will automatically only send the tools to those email IDs which have stuck till the end. So if you don't get the tool, don't blame me. You dropped out. You're not going to get it. So don't reach out to me later on LinkedIn or on Instagram saying you didn't give me the tools. You have to stay till the end. I'm telling you, I've told this many times. All right. Now this, guys, is the most accurate rent versus buy a home tool in the country. If you find a more accurate tool than this, please reach out to me. I will hire you. Full-time job working with me in my R&D department. This has been built over the last 2 years. The most accurate tool which takes care of every single parameter. Now I know this looks overwhelming. I know, but don't worry. I'm only showing you all these numbers so that you know what is happening. I didn't need to show you all of these things, but I wanted to show it to you so that you trust what is happening in this tool. Because this is the most important financial decision of your life. There is no other decision in your life which is as important as this. You guys spend at least 3 hours figuring out whether you should buy iPhone 16 or not. You will watch 3-4 videos about iPhone 16 versus iPhone 15. That's a 1 lakh purchase. How many hours have you guys even researched to buy a house? It's a 1 crore minimum investment. How much time have you put into to even analyze this decision? Right? Exactly. So I know some people are saying ashamed. Don't. It's fine. No, don't feel bad. Right? I'm here to save you guys. Don't worry. Now, using this tool, you will understand whether you should buy a house or rent a house and when you should buy a house. Right? So let's put out some inputs over here. Flat cost 1 crore. Interiors cost, usually people spend 10% of the value. Down payment 20%, which means if I'm buying a house, I don't get a 1 crore loan. Bank will be like, first give me 20 lakhs. Right? You better get it to 20 lakhs. If you don't have 20 lakhs, you need to call your dad. Right? So that's how the reality is. Interest rate 8.5%, loan period 20 years, number of applicants for home loan 1%. If you are a couple, you can put people over here. Now, tax slab 30%. Everybody please put 30% because this is a 20-year loan and everybody is going to start making more than 10 lakhs a year in the 20 years. So please put 30% tax slab. Next, annual increase in rent 5%, property appreciation 7%, property maintenance appreciation 5%, rental yield 3%. Now, what is this? What is this? Let us say I'm having a 1 crore house and my monthly rent, let's say, is 20,000 rupees. So what is that in the whole year? If I'm paying monthly 20,000 rupees, what is the whole year rent? Guys, you have to engage with me. If you are not engaging, then I'm not teaching. You guys have to engage, otherwise you go sleep. Please engage with me. Yeah, 2.4 lakhs. What is 2.4 lakhs divided by the house value? 2.4 lakhs divided by 1 crore. What is that? 2.4%. Exactly. That is the rental yield. In India, most people's rental yield is 2 to 3%. In the United States, it's 9%. So in the United States, rent is very high compared to the house value. In India, rent is very low compared to the house value. And that is the beauty of renting in India for as long as, somebody's saying in UK, it is 7%. Cool. So that is 3%. If you know the actual rent, you can just type the rent over here. 25,000, whatever it is, a maintenance value, whatever it is, you can write. Right? Now, what is this? Investment returns 12%. Why is this important? See, we are trying to compare, right? We are trying to compare buying versus renting. Had you not bought the house, remember this down payment, 20%, which is 20 lakhs? That could have been saved by you. And where will it sit? It's not sitting under the mattress as cash. It is invested in the markets, growing at 12%. Similarly, you are saving a lot of taxes as well if you bought the house. Now, you're not odifying the taxes. You are going to save it and invest it. How will it be invested? At 12%. Then there are obviously a lot of tax benefits. There is Section 80C for the principal repayment. So what most people don't realize, that Section 80C has other things as well. There is ELSS, Provident Fund, PPF, Sukhanya Samriddhi, LIC policy. All of that is all put together 1.5 lakhs. So your job is to understand what is already exhausted in ELSS, Provident Fund and all that. You have to calculate that and put that here. In this example, I put 1 lakh utilized in other amounts. What is remaining is 50,000 rupees. So that is the amount of money that is available for the principal repayment tax deduction. So far, so clear. So far, so clear. Yes? All right. Yes. And the remaining part, the interest deduction and all of that is taken over here. Don't break your mind. And I'm not going to tell you all of this. Just trust me. I've done it properly. If you don't trust me, you will get this tool later and you can analyze it later. So once you put all of these data points, let's see what happens. So this is the picture after 20 years. 20 years later, 20 saal ke baad, my property value, which was 1 crore, is now 3.9 crores. My liquid assets is 50 lakhs. Where did this liquid assets come from? Tax savings. I saved a lot of taxes by buying the house. So that is 50 lakhs. And look at this. This is the beauty. It's a 1 crore house, guys. How much did I pay to the bank? How much did I pay to the bank for a 1 crore house? 2 crores. Does that sound right to you? It's a 1 crore house. I paid 2 crores to the bank in EMIs. Do you like that? Absolutely not. Too much money has been paid. Now, let us see if you had rented it for the next 20 years. Property value 0 because I don't have a property. Liquid assets. My God. 6.2 crores. How? Let's find out how. My down payment, 20 lakhs, which has been saved, becomes 2.9 crores. EMI is greater than rent. EMI is 3 times the rent. So had I stayed on rent, I am saving all of that money. That becomes 2.64 crores. HRA tax savings, another 70 lakhs. So all put together, that is 6.2 crores. And yes, I paid 1.1 crore in rent. I don't care. I still have 6.2 crores with me. What was my fire number, guys? What was my fire number? 6 crores. So just by deciding to delay my house purchase, I'm not saying never buy a house. I'm not saying that. I know that once you have kids, all of that, I know all that headache. Even I face that headache. I still stay on rent. But if I decide to buy it, let's say at the age of 45 or 50, I have already achieved financial independence. Then I don't need to work anymore because the 6.2 crores is not sitting under the mattress. It is invested in the markets. And that 6.2 crores can generate, like, if I assume, let's say 12% returns, I can get 1 crore out of that every year. That can be used to pay the EMIs easy, right? I can easily pay the EMI with that 6 crore saving, which is also generating additional money. But if I have bought the house early in my life, I am sitting with a 3.9 crore house over my head, but 50 lakhs in my bank account. I can't say I quit to my boss. I still have to work at the age of 45 or 50. This is the trap. This is the trap. This is the rat race trap that all of us get stuck in. Right? Now, Let's start filling this tool, guys, because this is the Masterclass ROI tool. If I take a 1 crore house, how much did I save you guys? 2 crore rupees in terms of the difference. Now, I know a lot of you guys will be like, Sharon, I already bought a house. I will tell you guys, there are hundreds of people who have reached out to me saying, Sharon, after attending your masterclass, I've actually sold my house because I've removed the emotional aspect of buying a house. I've sold it and I'm now staying on rent. A lot of people are sitting with 2-3 houses in their house, in their city. They have started selling their houses because this is the reality. The Indian real estate is whacked out, especially in the heart of the city. And when you do this rent versus buy analysis, you realize that if you buy a house early in your life, very, very difficult to achieve financial independence. I hope you guys have been blown away with this. If you guys have been blown away, please write MB1 in the chat section. MB1 in the chat section. It means mind blown 1. And there will be a lot more mind blowing things coming. I'm going to be blowing your mind. That's right. And we have just gotten started, guys. There's a lot more to come. MB1. Exactly. That's right. I like it. You guys liking this? All right. Fantastic. It has become MB100 itself. Okay, fine. I know there's a lot of things that we covered, but yeah, this was the boom. Like a lot of people tell, Sharon tells rent versus buy. He's an idiot. He doesn't know. We should buy a house only. I hope now in the last 1 hour, I hope you guys have sufficiently understood what I've been trying to tell in the last 4 years on Instagram and YouTube. I hope you guys have understood finally why I say it. Now I am fooking it since. Fantastic. All right, guys. Eye opener. Thank you. Thank you. Now let us come to I know. There is an emotional aspect also of buying a house. I am privileged. My parents have a house already. They bought it when in the 80s. So they bought a house. It was cheap that time, so they bought it. So I'm privileged, right? If I don't have a house in Mumbai, I have a house in Mangalore city. That's where I'm from. I'm a Mangalore boy. So if you are somebody whose parents also don't have a house, like you don't have a single house in your entire, ancestors, no house at all, then please go buy one house. But there's 2 thumb rules you need to follow. Number 1, house value should be less than 5 times your post-tax income. Please follow that. A lot of people get into this trap. We think that, okay, I can buy a big house because I'm earning a lot. A lot of you guys are spending at least 50% of your income on house EMI. That is a bad thing to do, right? It should be less than 40%, right? If your EMI is less than 40% of your post-tax income, then I'll give you my permission to buy a house. But most people end up pushing it to 60%, 70%. Then there is no money for education, no money for car, no money for your retirement, no money for your kids' well-being. So this is the trap that people fall into. So don't get into this trap. Now let's get to asset allocation. Now, what is asset allocation? Now, what is asset? So you need to understand that money at the end of the day, what is money at the end of the day? Money, like I have money over here, right? What is this? Like, what is this? Does this have any value? Why does this have value? Why does this bad boy have value? Not a bad boy, it's a good boy. I love money. But why does this have value? Can somebody tell me? Why does this have value? It's a piece of paper. It has value because the RBI governor has signed here saying that this has value. That's it. That's the only reason money has value. It's at the end of the day, it's a piece of paper. That's it. Right? So money at the end of the day is for doing all of these things. This doesn't have value by itself. It is for buying a house, buying a car, retirement. So it's at the end of the day, fulfilling our desires in life and most importantly, giving us freedom of time. It is for getting that freedom of time. Now to achieve all of these goals, these are different types of goals. Different types of goals have different investment strategies. That is where asset allocation comes into the picture. Now, what are assets? These are the different assets available to us. There is cash. If I keep this cash for 20 years, this 100 rupees will be 100 rupees on. That's why it's growing at 0%. Right? And I'm not considering inflation. I'm just considering the growth. Fixed income, savings account, FD, 3 to 5% post-tax. Debt funds, 6 to 8%. Crypto, 15%. Gold, 6. Real estate, 7 to 8. Equity, 8, 12. Alternate assets, 8%. Now, I want you to all list down all your financial goals. Take a piece of paper and in the order of priority, write down what are your financial goals. Please take a minute and do it. Guys, don't worry. I will get into the full details of this. Don't worry. Just write down. Once you're done, give me a thumbs up. FNO comes under equity nil. Crypto is legal in India. Yes, it is taxed. It is legal. So write down on a piece of paper. If you're done, give me done. Perfect. Now, I wanted to divide it into three buckets: short term, medium term, and long term. Short term is anything less than 3 years. Medium term is 3 to 6 years. Long term is greater than 6 years. Because each of these bucket will have a different asset allocation. This is the asset allocation that I personally follow. I'm going to show it to you. Once you've done that, this is the asset allocation that you guys are currently doing. Do you guys even know what is your current asset allocation? Do you guys even know? Have you guys even jotted it all down on an Excel and calculated what is your current asset allocation? Do you guys even know? Do you guys know all the apps that you have? All the FDs, savings account, LIC policy, real estate investments, crypto, gold, jewelry, all. Have you guys put it all in one place? No. This is the reality. This is what you guys are actually doing. This is from RBI data. 76% is in real estate, average Indian. 10% is in gold. No surprises there. 9% is in durable goods. This is your iPhone, furniture, AC, fridge, all of this 9%. 5% is financial assets. Savings account, FD, mutual fund, stocks, FNO, whatever you guys are doing, that's just 5%. So you guys might be thinking, somebody has just commented, I make 36% in FNO. How much are you actually investing in FNO? Are you investing half of your net worth? No, most of your money is in probably real estate. So overall, your value of money is not growing. 36% is combining what money? Total money is how much? Right? So you are probably playing with 10%, 20% of your money, right? 76% majority is in real estate. This is the reality for most people. This is what you should be following. For all short-term goals, 100% in FD. So iPhone 16 has come. If you are buying an iPhone 16, last year you should have put all, for saving towards that money, you should have put it in an FD. Only short-term goals, only debt. What is debt? Debt means debt funds, FDs, savings account, all of these different options. I'll go into the full detail very soon. I'll go into the science behind it. What is the best investment option in short term based on tax benefits? I will cover all of that. Don't worry. So all short-term goals, 100% debt. Medium-term goals, 3 to 6 years away, 40% equity, 60% debt. 40% is the India stock market, 60% is debt. And as you come closer to the goal, you will make it 100% FD. So when it is 6 years away, it will be 40% equity, 60% debt. When you're 3 years away, you will start moving money from equity and putting into debt. So you need to dynamically manage that money as you come closer and closer to the goal. And the most important, long-term goals, retirement, kids' education, your wedding, whatever, like all of these important goals. This is my personal asset allocation strategy, which I'm sharing with you guys. This is what I personally follow. 60% domestic equity, 10% US stocks, 10% debt, 5% gold, 5% crypto, 10% real estate. If you don't want to put in crypto, you can move that to gold and make it 10% gold. You can take a screenshot of this, guys. I'm not going to be sharing these recordings. You can take a screenshot if you want. Somebody's like, go to the last slide. You can take a screenshot of this. Now I have a question for you guys before I send you to a break. How many financial goals did you write down on that piece of paper? How many financial goals did you write down? 5, 8, 10, 7, 4, 8. Yeah. So do you feel like if I have to manage all of this in one place, I need a tool? I cannot do this in my head. I need a tool for this. Do you feel that? Right? So I'm going to be showing you something. It is not a part of today's masterclass because it's a very, very advanced tool. It is not for explaining in 5 minutes. It takes me 45 minutes to explain. But if you are interested, I will quickly show you a glimpse of it before we go for our 1-minute toilet break. Do you guys want me to show it to you? All right. So this is the tool that I call the Master Financial Planner tool. Let me just show you this. So this is the tool, the Master Financial Planner tool. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. The Master Financial Planner tool. This is what it looks like, right? So in this tool, you can, put down all your financial goals, short term, medium term, long term, right? You can, put your investments in stocks, mutual funds, US stocks, FD, savings account. You can do your SIP allocation over here for all these different things, right? And finally, it tells you what your current asset allocation is, what your required asset allocation is supposed to be. So it's sort of like this tool which helps you kind of manage your money by yourself, because you know exactly what the hell is happening with all your money in one place. So this is the Master Financial Planner tool, which I quickly wanted to show you guys. Cool. All right, guys. Please give me an MB2 in the chat section if you guys found this much exciting. MB2, not MD, MB2, mind-blowing 2. Please give me that in the chat section. Fantastic. Cool. Are you guys having fun? I hope this is not boring. I hope this is the best lecture you ever had. Having fun? Exciting? Fantastic. All right. Now let's take a quick break, guys. 1 minute break. You can use the loo and then come back quickly. Right? Don't go away for too long. Fantastic. And when I come back, they're going to start with the tough things. All the people who are like, bro, Sharan, I am an MBA degree guy. I am a CFA charter holder. You wait and watch what I'm going to teach you in the next 1 hour. I'll be back.